Not every hunt ends the way the hunter desires.
Inside.
Sometimes, the moment victory seems certain is when things begin to spiral out of control. Snakes are patient predators, possessing venom, striking speed, and ambush capabilities perfected over millions of years of evolution. But in nature, just one unexpected reaction or fierce resistance can completely reverse the situation. Welcome to the unexpected hunts of snakes, and the incredible sight where even a cobra is brought to its knees by a tiny prey. Mussurana versus snake.
But the black snake...
Possessing a specialized biological weapon system, this snake actively hunts other snakes, especially highly venomous pit vipers, to turn them into a brutally one-sided mechanical meal. And yet another unlucky creature of the reptile world has become food for the mussurana. Unlike animals with fixed rib cages, the mussurana's ribs are loosely articulated directly to its spine. When the massive body of another snake passes through, the pairs of ribs will spread wide open to an angle of nearly 180 degrees, completely pushing the entire liver, kidney, and lung systems aside along the length of the body to make room. The mussurana's esophageal sphincter and pyloric valve system operate with an immense biological constricting force.
Report inside the tree hollow. Inside.
This mechanism completely isolates the ultra-high concentration hydrochloric acid pool in the central stomach region, preventing gastric juices from overflowing upwards, ready for the process of completely liquefying the opponent's flesh and bones. When the life and death battle ends, the motionless body of the rattlesnake officially enters a ruthless mechanical processing procedure.
As it seems, the large file snake.
No more suffocating constrictions. The mussurana snake now activates its entire pinnacle elastic anatomical system to swallow one of the thickest and heaviest snakes in the reptile world.
Where enzymes break down the protein-based poison, like the puff adder and black.
The mussurana always begins the swallowing process from the prey's head down.
To attack the file snake, they also have unusually hard scales.
This anatomical technique helps press down the victim's entire rough, horny scale layer and hard rattle tail along the length of its body, minimizing friction to protect the elastic esophagus from being torn.
It's quite literally being eaten alive.
Snake versus frog. The clash between a snake and a frog is one of the most terrifyingly high-speed survival battles in the natural world. No longer a slow, one-sided hunt. This is a life and death confrontation between a matrix of venomous fangs and mechanical coils on one side, and a defense system of chemicals, acoustic pressure, and physics-defying escape leaps on the other. Venom immediately floods into the frog's circulatory system, blockading nerve receptors, causing the victim's muscular system to rapidly paralyze and fall into a state of biological suffocation. In this fiery race for survival, The boundary between hunter and prey is more fragile than ever. A missed strike or a drop of retaliatory skin toxin can completely reverse the entire board of life and death. Red-sided water snake versus black-spotted frog. The black-spotted frog is engrossed in hunting insects, completely unaware that death is slowly approaching. The hunter swims incredibly smoothly, stealthily slithering close to the prey without making any noise. A lightning-fast bite tears through the water's surface, sharp jaws sinking tightly into the victim's slippery skin. Like many other water snakes, it has no dangerous venom but possesses rows of backward curving teeth just like fishhooks. The black-spotted frog tries to inflate its body so the enemy cannot swallow it down. But the water snake immediately uses its body to coil tightly, squeezing all the air out and making the prey flatten. Snakes cannot dart their eyes when slithering to hunt for prey. Their heads act as a perfect anti-vibration machine. The body can twist and turn through every rock crevice or tree branch, but the head is always kept dead straight and locked tightly towards the toad. This helps the brain see everything clearly without shaking, allowing it to accurately calculate the lunge distance without missing. At this moment, the hunt no longer relies solely on speed, but turns into a fierce chemical duel between toxin and the ability to detoxify. Unlike frogs, toads have two large venom glands located right behind their eyes, secreting a white milky fluid potent enough to cause heart failure and kill most common mammals or snakes. But this snake species carries a natural venom resistance mechanism, keeping its heart and nervous system completely unharmed. Thanks to this, it can calmly swallow the highly toxic meal that all other predators would fearfully avoid. Rattlesnake versus baby alligator. In the shallow waters bordering the swamp, a silent hunt is taking place. The rattlesnake does not find its prey with its eyes, but with thermal sensors, although a cold-blooded animal. The baby alligator still radiates a warmth slightly higher than the water surface. The silence is suddenly shattered by a strike. Venom immediately floods into the body, rupturing blood vessels and devastating the baby alligator's flesh in just a few short minutes. Rows of small, backward-pointing teeth act exactly like a conveyor belt, slowly dragging this tough, armored creature deep into the throat. To process this oversized meal, the snake's stomach will secrete extremely potent acid, strong enough to melt away even the alligator's horny scales and bones over the following weeks. Mongoose versus cobra. The mongoose is the most brutal nemesis of venomous snakes, thanks to an invisible biological armor right in its nervous system. Their acetylcholine receptors have evolved to structurally mutate, rendering the highly potent neurotoxic venom of the King Cobra completely neutralized and unable to bind.
Yeah? Oh, it's not a happy snake.
Not only possessing innate venom resistance, this tiny assassin also operates with terrifying jet-like speed, bristling its fur to fake its body size and deceive the opponent's vision. They continuously perform lightning-fast dodges, draining the prey's stamina before unleashing a bite that crushes the reaper's skull. The cobra possesses highly potent neurotoxic venom that can freeze an elephant's respiratory system in a few hours. But against the mongoose, this weapon is reduced by 80% of its power. Basically, the mongoose has a natural venom-resistant armor, allowing it to miraculously survive grazing bites. Before entering battle, the mongoose will activate its defense mode by making all the fur on its body stand upright. This technique makes it look twice its actual size, deceiving the cobra's vision, causing the snake to constantly strike into the empty space amidst the bristled fur. The mongoose plays the game of speed and jumping dodge reflexes. It continuously charges in to provoke, forcing the cobra to flare its hood and continuously unleash lightning strikes that slam into the ground. Continuously executing the air causes the cobra's muscle mass to become overloaded and exhausted after a few minutes. Ultimately, the one with more endurance will always seize control. The absolutely dominant component in the King Cobra's venom is postsynaptic neurotoxins, typically haditoxin. Upon entering the blood, these toxin molecules immediately travel to the neuromuscular synaptic clefts. They pin down onto the acetylcholine receptors, completely blockading the signal transmission pathway from the brain to the muscular system. Despite its superior venom resistance, the mongoose is not completely immortal against venom. If struck by a complete bite, pumping out a massive venom gland capacity from a king cobra, their resistance system could still be overloaded. But with the current advantage, a cobra is not enough for this stubborn creature to play with. What you have just watched shows that in nature, strength or reputation does not always determine the final outcome. Even the most dangerous predators can make mistakes when underestimating the survival instincts of the opponent in front of them. If you found this video fascinating, please hit like, leave a comment to share your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel to continue exploring many more dramatic wild moments. Thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next video.